there, it's Sophie. Welcome back to English Zone. Today, we're going on a little trip together, not just anywhere, but to the airport. I still remember my first time traveling alone. I was so excited and also a little scared. My suitcase was heavier than me, my passport kept disappearing in my bag, and I checked my ticket at least 10 times just to make sure the date was right. You know that mix of excitement and panic? That was me. But here's the fun part. Airports are like mini worlds full of English. Every sign, every announcement, every conversation gives you a chance to use the language in real life. It's not about studying, it's about living English. So in this episode, we'll walk through everything you'll hear and say at the airport. From check-in to boarding, all help you feel more confident every step of the way. Picture this. You're standing outside the airport, your suitcase beside you, people rushing past, and the big glass doors sliding open with that familiar whoosh. The smell of coffee, the sound of rolling luggage, and the voice on the speaker saying, "Flight 342 is now boarding." It's exciting, right? Before you even say a word, you're already surrounded by English. Signs like departures, arrivals, check-in, security, gate number. Don't be afraid to notice them. Read them out loud softly to yourself. That's how you start thinking in English before your flight even begins. So, take a deep breath. You're not just traveling to another country today. You're traveling through English. And the best part? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be curious. All right, let's zip up that suitcase and head to the airport entrance. Your journey in travel and in English starts right here, right now. Packing. It sounds simple, right? Just put your clothes in a suitcase and go. But somehow, it always turns into a small disaster. When I travel, I always tell myself, this time I'll pack light. And then, 10 minutes later, my suitcase is full. Clothes, shoes, snacks, maybe a book or two that I'll never read. And for some reason, I always pack 3 chargers, just in case. But before you even close your bag, let's go over some useful English words for this part of your trip. Your suitcase or luggage is the big one you check in at the airport. Your carry-on bag is the small one you take with you on the plane. You'll also need your passport, boarding pass, and sometimes a travel document or visa. I always check those things at least 3 times. Passport, ticket, wallet. I even say it out loud like a little spell. Passport, ticket, wallet. If you ever lose something while traveling, trust me, it's usually one of those 3. Then comes the question every traveler asks. What if my bag is too heavy? Airlines usually allow 1 suitcase around 23 kilograms and 1 carry-on bag up to 7 or 8. If you're not sure, just look for a sign at the check-in area that says baggage allowance. Or you can ask, "Excuse me, what's the weight limit for checked baggage?" Simple, polite, and clear. And don't forget liquids. You can't bring full bottles in your carry-on, only small ones, under 100 milliliters. I learned that the hard way when I had to throw away my favorite shampoo at security. Sad day. Once you've packed everything and double-checked your documents, stand in front of your suitcase and take a deep breath. You're ready. This isn't just about clothes, it's about courage. Next stop, the airport doors, where your English adventure really begins. The car stops in front of the big glass doors. You grab your suitcase, take a deep breath, and there it is, the airport. It's loud, bright, and full of energy. People are hugging, rushing, saying goodbye, checking their phones. It's a beautiful kind of chaos. The first thing you'll see are big signs: departures, arrivals, check-in counters, security check, restrooms, and information desk. If you're not sure where to go, find a sign that says information. You can ask, "Excuse me, where is the check-in counter for Emirates?" Or, "Hi, where can I find gate 12?" Don't worry about sounding perfect. People at the airport are used to travelers from all over the world. They'll understand you, even if your accent is different. Next, you'll probably need a trolley or a luggage cart for your bags. Some airports give them for free, others need a coin or a small payment. Push it proudly, like a traveler who knows what she's doing. And here's a tip. Keep your passport and ticket in your hand or an easy-to-reach pocket. You'll need them a lot at check-in, security, and boarding. Don't be like me the first time I traveled, searching through my bag while holding a cup of coffee and dropping everything. Not fun. While walking to the check-in area, listen to the announcements. You might hear, "Attention, passengers of Flight 409 to Tokyo. Check-in is now open." Or, "Please proceed to Gate 18 for boarding." Even if you don't understand every word, get used to the sound of English around you. Let it wash over you like background music. And when you finally find your airline's logo and the right counter, that's your first small victory of the trip. You made it to the airport, you understood the signs, and you used English to do it. That's the beauty of travel. Every little step is a lesson. You finally reach the check-in counter. Your heart beats a little faster. This is the first real test. You smile at the airline staff, take a deep breath, and say, "Good morning." The agent smiles back and asks, "May I see your passport and ticket, please?" That's your cue. You hand them over proudly, trying not to drop anything. The agent looks at the computer, then says, "Are you checking in any bags today?" You can answer, "Yes, just one suitcase," or "Only my carry-on." Sometimes they'll ask, "Did you pack your bags yourself, or has anyone given you something to carry?" These are standard security questions. The safe answer is always, "Yes, I packed myself," and "No, no one gave me anything." Then comes the moment of truth, the baggage scale. You lift your suitcase onto it, pretending it's not heavy at all. The screen shows the number and you wait nervously. If it's too heavy, the staff might say, "Your bag is over the limit." You can reply politely, "Oh, I see. Can I move something to my carry-on?" A little smile and calm voice go a long way. Once everything is done, the agent prints your boarding pass. They'll say, "Your gate number is B12. Boarding starts at 9:15. That's your golden ticket. Check the time, thank them, and say, "Have a nice day." Before leaving, take a moment to double-check everything. Do you have your passport? Boarding pass? Carry-on? Great. You're doing amazing. As you walk away from the counter, look around. You've just used real English in a real situation. You didn't just study it, you lived it. And now it's time for the next adventure, the famous security check, where everyone suddenly forgets how zippers work. The security check. Everyone's favorite part of the airport, right? Okay, maybe not. But don't worry, it's easier than it looks. You walk toward the security area and see people taking off their jackets, shoes, and belts. The signs say things like "security check" and "please remove electronics and liquids from your bag." You take a deep breath and join the line. When it's your turn, the officer might say, "Boarding pass and passport, please." You hand them over, smile, and try not to look suspicious, even if you've done nothing wrong. It's funny how we all suddenly feel guilty for no reason at airport security. Then they'll point to the trays and say, "Please put your bag and laptop here." If you're wearing shoes, they might ask, "Please take off your shoes," or empty your pockets. The key is to listen for please. It means they're giving you instructions, not asking a question. Sometimes the scanner beeps and the officer will say, "Step to the side, please." Don't panic. It happens to everyone. Maybe it's your watch or a coin. Just smile and say, "Oh, sorry," and they'll check you quickly. One time, I forgot I had a tiny bottle of lotion in my bag. The officer held it up and said, "Is this yours?" I said, "Yes, but it's small." He laughed and said, "Still over 100 milliliters." I had to say goodbye to it. Rest in peace, lotion. Lesson learned. After you pass through, don't forget your stuff, especially your passport. You'd be surprised how many people leave it in the tray. And then, once you've survived security, reward yourself with a deep breath and maybe a cup of coffee. You've officially entered the safe zone. The gates area. Next up, waiting to board your flight. The part where time moves both too fast and too slow. The security check. Everyone's favorite part of the airport, right? Okay, maybe not. But don't worry, it's easier than it looks. You walk toward the security area and see people taking off their jackets, shoes, and belts. The signs say things like "security check" and "please remove electronics and liquids from your bag." You take a deep breath and join the line. When it's your turn, the officer might say, "Boarding pass and passport, please." You hand them over, smile, and try not to look suspicious, even if you've done nothing wrong. It's funny how we all suddenly feel guilty for no reason at airport security. Then they'll point to the trays and say, "Please put your bag and laptop here." If you're wearing shoes, they might ask, "Please take off your shoes," or "empty your pockets." The key is to listen for please. It means they're giving you instructions, not asking a question. Sometimes the scanner beeps and the officer will say, "Step to the side, please." Don't panic. It happens to everyone. Maybe it's your watch or a coin. Just smile and say, "Oh, sorry," and they'll check you quickly. One time, I forgot I had a tiny bottle of lotion in my bag. The officer held it up and said, "Is this yours?" I said, "Yes, but it's small." He laughed and said, "Still over 100 milliliters." I had to say goodbye to it. Rest in peace, lotion. Lesson learned. After you pass through, don't forget your stuff, especially your passport. You'd be surprised how many people leave it in the tray. And then, once you've survived security, reward yourself with a deep breath and maybe a cup of coffee. You've officially entered the safe zone. The gates area. Next up, waiting to board your flight. The part where time moves both too fast and too slow. Finally, it's time to board the plane. You walk through the long tunnel, the jet bridge, and that familiar airplane smell hits you. You find your seat, look around, and think, "Okay, this is really happening." The flight attendant greets you with a smile and says, "Welcome aboard." You reply, "Thank you," and try not to hit anyone with your carry-on bag. You look up, trying to fit it into the overhead bin, and then sit down with a little sigh of victory. Your seatbelt clicks, your tray table folds down, and the captain's voice comes on. "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Flight 912 to Singapore. Our flight time today will be 7 hours. Suddenly, it feels real. The flight attendant comes by again and says, "Would you like something to drink?" You can answer, "Yes, orange juice, please," or "Just water, thank you." If it's a long flight, they might also ask, "Chicken or beef?" Trust me, no matter what you choose, it will taste like airplane food. You look out the window as the plane begins to move. The engines roar, your stomach does a little flip, and then take off. The city becomes smaller and smaller until it's just clouds and sunlight. Once you're in the air, you hear small sounds all around. People talking softly, pages turning, babies crying, seatbelts clicking open. You take out your headphones, maybe watch a movie in English. It's one of the best ways to learn. You hear real conversations, tone, and expressions. During the flight, remember some simple phrases. Excuse me, may I go to the restroom? Could I have a blanket, please? Or, can I have another drink, please? And when the flight attendant says, enjoy your flight, smile and say, thank you, I will. Because really, you're not just flying to another place. You're flying with English. One conversation, one smile, one experience at a time. After hours in the air, you finally hear the captain's voice again. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing shortly. Please fasten your seatbelts. Your heart beats faster. You look out the window. The clouds fade, and the city below starts to appear. You made it! When the plane lands, everyone claps softly and you smile to yourself. The hard part is over. Now it's time to explore. But first, there's immigration and baggage claim, the final test of travel English. As you leave the plane, a flight attendant says, "Goodbye, have a great day." You reply, "Thank you, you too," and follow the signs that say arrivals and immigration. At the counter, the officer greets you, "Good morning. Purpose of your visit?" You answer confidently, "I'm here for vacation." Then they might ask, "How long will you stay?" You smile and reply, "1 week." And just like that, you've used English to enter a new country. Next, you wait by the carousel for your luggage. The screen says, Flight 912, baggage claim 5. You watch the suitcases go by and silently pray, "Please, please let mine appear." And there it is, your bag, your adventure, your little success story. As you walk toward the exit, the air feels different, warmer, new, full of possibilities. You realize something important. This whole journey wasn't just about getting from one place to another. It was about becoming someone new, someone who uses English, not perfectly, but confidently and freely. Language teaches you that it's not just grammar or vocabulary, it's connection. Every smile, every thank you, every excuse me brought you a little closer to the world. So if you enjoyed this trip with me today, don't forget to follow English Zone for more stories like this. Stories that help you live your English, not just study it. Leave a comment, give it a like, or tell me about your first travel experience in English. Until next time, safe travels, keep learning, and keep flying with confidence. This is Sophie, signing off with a smile.